Why, hello everyone, welcome back to Subnautica on PlayFrame. And the Cove base, where we're going to be for just a little bit because we've gotten ourselves a good deal of kyanite, 20 of it, which is enough, it turns out, to make everything that I currently need it for. And that's very exciting. Let's go ahead and pack our pockets full of some of this. I don't think we're going to need to, but just in case. And let's get the prawn into the Cyclops. My only concern with trying to upgrade these modules down here at this depth is that I might have to remove the Mark 1 or whatever level module that is currently keeping them safe at this depth. I feel like the prawn's at least going to be fine so long as it's inside the Cyclops. Maybe that's not a good assumption to make, but if I'm wrong, we will hopefully find out with plenty of time to correct the mistake. Hopefully. Come on. You can do it. Whew. Just barely.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
Okay. So just to make sure, I did test this already. I already removed, yeah. Crush depth is now 900, which is fine. All right. Question then on this one. If we remove this, crush depth by default is like 500 or 600. This will not be all right. We need to have a Mark 1, I think, ready to go first. Which is a little bit of a waste, I admit, but I don't feel this is a worthwhile expense to me to save a trip back to the surface to upgrade it there. The time is more valuable. This, though, is one of the things I want. This will convert environmental heat into electrical power for the Cyclops, which means that our power cell concerns are not, like, over. I'm sure we could drain power faster than we can regen it with this, but this seems like it'll help. Seems like it'll help. Let's see. All right. Now, if we, let's see. If we remove one of these and pop that in there, that will hopefully be fine. 900. Whew, okay. And then, boom. That's in there too, huzzah. Wonder how fast it recharges. Thrilled to have it either way. Now let's upgrade these depth modules. And also make one of those thermal charging ones for the prawn, because that'll also be quite helpful. Neither depth nor heat will be nearly so big a concern. Okay, I do need another plasteel ingot, which I think I've got all the resources for. Prawn suit, depth Mark 2. Yes. And Cyclops Mark 3. Take your time. You can do it. Maybe there isn't a prawn suit Mark 3. Maybe the Mark 2 depth is enough. I don't know. But also, I might have to go to the vehicle bay for the... Well, maybe. Yeah, I think I do, because I was going to install one of these here, whatchamacallit, vehicle mod stations, or upgrade console, that's the one. Hope I got all the stuff for it. I don't. I bet I'm lacking coral of some sort. Rats. There's got to be some kind of coral down here. You know what? We'll find some soon, because I think there was some in the Acid River area. Can poke around in there a bit. Yeah, I definitely saw some coral around there. I don't know if it's the right kind, but hopefully. In the meanwhile... we got things to install. Firstly... Prawn Mark II. 1700. Love to see it. And... Cyclops Mark III. Also 1700. Delightful. Thrilled by that. And there's some other modules that excite me for both of these, but I don't think we have everything we need to create them. Yeah, because, like, jump jet upgrade would be really nice. But crystalline sulfur is something we've not yet found. Still need to figure out where to find that stuff. And for the Cyclops, there was also one fire suppression system. I haven't dealt with fire yet, but it scares me and I don't want to. So if we can find crystalline sulfur, we'll have both of those. And at that point, I don't think there's anything anywhere in these blueprints that I don't have the materials to make. We might find more blueprints, potentially, that ask for even wilder stuff, but feels pretty good. Being where we're currently at. Yeah. Okay, let me put these other unused modules in storage. Let's get the additional kyanite put away. Alrighty, there we go. And actually, I was gonna go all the way to the surface to get some fish to try putting in here. Get some of the more, like, calorie-dense ones, like Reginald's, and I feel like there was another one that was Peepers, maybe, something like that. But we've got the magma rings down here. I grabbed one of them. If we could grab another one, that'd be enough to test and see if this fish farm idea is anything. So yeah, there's a couple basic things we need to go searching for. Another magma ring and some coral, some table coral specifically. Let's go find that first, because I don't think we'll have to go as far. And it might actually be a slightly riskier place to go in terms of things that would attack the prawn, but we kind of need to take the prawn into this place to explore a bit at some point anyway. So yeah, let's head back into Acid River territory. I'm also curious if contacting the green in the prawn damages it. Don't really know what to expect there. Alright, let's, up we go. Ah, didn't quite reach. Darn it. Hang on. Hang on. You can get some decent travel speed with this thing, but it's definitely higher skill and trickier to do, generally. Does this damage us? No. It does not. In fact, there's even goodies in here, and that's great to know. It doesn't damage the prawn anyway. I don't know if I'd feel so bold as to hop in here. Hey, there's like just That's a Reginald, right? All right, well, we might have to, try swimming around in that and see how badly it hurts. No predators nearby, okay. How bad does this maybe hurt? Yep, that hurts bad. Okay, don't swim in that. I see. Oh, haven't scanned you either. Turns out, spinefish. You do not look like good eating. Just at a glance. Small school mentality prey fish closely related to the hoopfish. A combination of near translucent flesh with white rib-like markings gives this fish a deathly appearance. It takes advantage of this to avoid the attention of predators. Low calorie count. Of no interest to me then. Maybe I didn't even see a Reginald earlier. Maybe I was just seeing another one of those. Thought it was purple, though. It could be there's some of those down here, but I'll keep an eye out for any that are swimming around outside the green while we look for some coral. Carefully. Wait, you. Come here. Yes. All right, just one more of you. Oh. And there we go. Come here. Come here and don't take me near to more dangerous fish, please. Haha, there you are. All right. Mission halfway complete. Just need coral now, and I think I see one. A little toasty around here, but yeah, there's a few here. Careful. Careful, careful. Quit your whining me. We'll be out of the heat in a second. Okay, there we go. Good that there is some coral down here to work with. And maybe a lot of it. I haven't really been focused on gathering resources when I've been in this area in the past. But, I could see that being the sort of thing that I do make a trip to the surface for. Stock up on a bunch where it's easier pickings. There are a lot more resources and such to be had down here than I expected, though. Which is a pretty huge relief. And in combination with all the stuff I brought down here for like planting and growing in the gardens and all that, we're pretty well situated. Yeah, here's fine. Here we go. Let's finish constructing this. There it is. Beautiful. And then create thermal reactor. Yeah. Awesome. And we can replace energy efficiency because a lot of the places we're going to be going now are pretty hot. So I think efficiency is going to be less a concern. Yeah. Happy day. So that's great. Now for fish. Really don't know how this works or if this works. But we should definitely test this. Okay. Free the fish. Yeah. The more I put in there, probably the better, but this will be good for testing. We'll just leave y'all in there for a bit, and we will see if multiplication occurs. Fingers crossed. Let's get a snack. Top off on the food and water side of things. And then choose our next move. Okay. I think. How deep, again, do we need to go looking for the next alien facility? 1,200 meters is where the thermal power facility is, and that feels like we gotta be pretty close to that. Like, we're already going at a deeper depth than this, and we're in a place with a lot of thermal power. And with all the warpers camping around, that feels like a positive sign that we are getting pretty close. And now that depth and heat are less and less of a concern for the prawn, we could honestly go with the Cyclops, because depth and heat are less of a concern for that too. Some of those tunnels are going to be a bit of a tight squeeze, though. Yeah, let's do prawn. Let's take the prawn. We know it works. We've managed before. And power will no longer be a concern down there. Depth will be much less a concern.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
We have a plan. Let's go looking for facilities. All right. We can go so deep now. So exciting. We should try scanning some more of the fish on our way down while we're passing through. Since we can. And it is nice knowing that our primary antagonists down here, well, they really do cluster up in this spot specifically. Our primary antagonists are much more interested in damaging us than the prawn, because we are much more easily replaced. To be blunt. There it is. Okay. Doing this, huh? Guess who gets to sit and think for a bit? Prawn, where are you? You went a little bit flying. Oh, you're still kind of in the thick of this. Quick. We're moving. Making our speedy getaway, or the closest equivalent this vehicle is capable of. speedy isn't really what it do. At least not speedy with much in the way of control. I think I saw... Yeah. You two are almost definitely aggressive. 'Cause yeah, you're attacking other things. Need to scan the ray as well. Okay. Stay. Lava lizard. Boom! Let's get out of here. Medium-sized predator adapted for life in volcanic regions and remarkably able to spit molten rock at its foes. Yipes. Designed to do maximum damage to prey, sharp internal teeth sear through flesh and bone alike. Likely due to regular exposure to magma, lava lizards build up a thick layer of scar tissue over time, which enables them to withstand ever greater temperatures inside and out. It's able to both defend itself by burying its body in magma and go on the offensive by spitting molten rock at its foes, avoid especially in the presence of lava flow. Noted. Scan complete. Let's retreat for the moment. There are rays about, but also warpers. Let's see if we can... we might be able to scan this one quick-like. Really wish it wouldn't swim towards the danger, but... Crimson Ray. Come on now. There you go. One of the largest rays on the planet, displaying generally docile behavior, and thank goodness for that. Thick scaling, forward-mounted eye sockets, inedible. Pretty, though. Let's get out of here. And into our much more comfortable prawn suit. Okay. This is what we are doing. Go away. Oh, so you can damage this thing. I guess that's not really a surprise. It's just usually they don't. Usually they just yank me out of it. Okay. If we see kyanite, I'll mine it, even though we don't really need it. Yeah, I probably will mine it just to be safe, because I'm sure something will pop up, but I have literally all the things it can be used to make right now. What I really need is that sulfur. So I need to figure out where that can be gotten. It would make a kind of sense getting some from stuff. These just stand out to me as different looking, but I think they are still just props on the ground, effectively. I do feel like it's not going to be super long before we run into another large danger out here, you know? Warpers are scary, but kind of a known threat at this point. And as we get into more open spaces like this, it feels like the ideal time to introduce some new, large, unknown threat. Not that I want this, I just feel like I know where things are headed. Oof, there are a lot of them down here. Hate that. Something interesting up there. I don't know what that is exactly. What is down here? Whoa. More depth, that's for sure. I don't know what that is. I want to be careful not to... Hey, kyanite probably. I'll grab it just in case. I do want to be careful. That's probably also kyanite, just a weird looking crystal growth of it. But yeah, especially jumping around this big, large gap, I want to be careful getting too close to warpers that might warp me out of this and cause the prawn to drop down a long way that I'll have to swim to in very, very hot water. Sounds like a recipe for disaster. Which does make me wonder if very few things would be a threat to a Cyclops that we've seen so far. It's really just tricky navigation. I am starting to think that I should bring it through here. Switch to prawn. Once it becomes evident there's something bigger and larger to worry about. Yeah, that's just kyanite. Okay. There we go. Right on cue. Yoips. Maybe the Cyclops can stay home. I knew it, man. We have found a good reason to not bring the Cyclops through. We might have to still later, depending on what we find, but I think I'm good with the prawn for now. We gotta find some sign of this base. A vent. What am I hearing? Hopefully just like the volcanic activity. Hopefully. Go away. Okay, so you'll attack the vehicle as well. Good to know. Buzz off. All right. We'll need to be careful with proximity to those two. Oof, getting very red in there. Hang on.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Gotta find some sign of this facility around here. It feels like we have to be close. Don't be minding me. I'm passing through, not being a bother, not even coming and asking for directions. What a fuss. This does look really cool, though. Woohoo! Big. It's very nice having depth not be a concern. Nice not having heat be a concern. These upgrades are doing good for us. Warper. It could be that... Let me poke my head up here to see if there's anything in sight. Nope, miss. Come on. Floor. There we go. We can keep looking this way. There's certainly plenty of warpers around. Although, like, nothing looks more thermal activity than this. What if the facility is, like, in or around this? Maybe we should try that first. While keeping an eye out for our largest neighbors. Boy, what a thing. That's cool. And if it decides to come down and be a problem, we can treat that as a scanning opportunity. It's good to get to know the neighbors. There you are. So big. Gonna be cool. I think we're getting leached a little bit. That's fine. You sure? I will shred you with this thing. Quick. Okay. There might not be like a center to this, but it... Or like a way inside. I'm not even seeing any like... Not seeing anything that looks like part of an alien facility, even a little bit. Just curious to get a view from the top, which will be a slight pain, but I'll do the best I can. Okay. Don't be a problem, please. Okay. Come on. Recharge them jets. Is there like a top to go and stand, or am I just gonna be working my way up toward the roof of this cavern? Could be something. Feels like I'm getting pretty stuck on geometry, though. And it's very dark. Sorry, I know it's like impossible to see right now. Yeah. I feel like if this was going to be getting me any closer to a facility location, we'd be seeing something of that by now. Yeah. We did make it to the top, though. That's pretty fun. Yeah, falling. That's fine. As long as we're not falling directly into the path of that. I have gotten a little turned around in this effort coming up here. And we'll find our bearings once we're back down toward the bottom. Oh, there's you. You know, there might be more than one of you. Because you were like just over on the other side there. What felt like a minute ago. Or 10 seconds ago. Yeah, there's definitely more than one of you. Here we go, here we go. Low profile and whatnot. So big. Don't like how close you're getting. Whoa. Uh-oh. I worry I've been spotted. You think we've been noticed? Maybe he just likes to spit fire sometimes. Just in case, let's go squeezing into smaller places that are a little, harder to be followed in. Yeah. Don't really know where I'm going anymore, but if we're being honest with ourselves, I barely knew where I was going before. Someone's making an awful fuss. Yeah. Oh, that's one of the other smaller little guys that likes to spit, isn't it? No, you're big. You're big. Okay. Okay. Hang on. Please stay. I'd like to get to know you better. Sea Dragon Leviathan, even. You're cool. A little intimidating. But pretty sweet. And so grumpy. Let's, refresh that a little bit. We'll read about you later. Ron? Ron, I hope you're good. Oh, there you are. Great. Not upgrades. Now's not really the time. Quick. Where are you? There. Stay. You're still gonna spit fire, I feel like.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Time to go. Not sure if this is the same direction I was going, but it's the direction we're going now. Let's be going this way, wherever that is.
Seek fluid intake.
In a second. Well, I think we lost him. That's good. Let's... Boy, I really did get turned around. Let's read about that thing to see if there's any good tips for not irritating it too much. Sea Dragon Leviathan. A colossal leviathan with reptilian features seen stalking the very heart of the volcanic crater which underpins life in this area. The scanned specimen measures 112 meters in length. Tissue analysis reveals this specimen consists of 1/3 inanimate materials, focused around the chest area. Consumption and retention of mineral substances may explain the lifeform's ability to withstand extremes of temperature. It even appears to be able to consume molten materials and expel them at its adversaries. It did appear that way, PDA. You're right. Evolutionarily distinct forearms are used for both propulsion and offensive purposes. Findings suggest evolutionary divergence from other species on the planet tens of millions of years ago. The sea dragon is likely one of the oldest species on the planet. As the largest carnivorous species encountered on 4546b, almost everything is potential prey. With few substantial targets in the volcanic cave systems, the sea dragon likely ventures out into cooler waters to hunt other smaller leviathans, cornering them and forcing them deeper, where they are ultimately boiled alive. The sea dragon's size and the restrictions of the cave systems they inhabit suggest their population numbers are extremely low, perhaps in the single digits, which is for the best. While it is not unusual for larger predators to sustain lower populations, it is possible the sea dragon's food sources have diminished over time. This species may be nearing extinction. Extreme threat, avoid in all circumstances. Makes sense, and I was kind of planning to. But appreciate the tip. Okay.
Vital signs stabilizing.
Thank you. We gotta find this darn thing, man. I suppose one possibility, if I fail to... If I fail to find what I'm looking for here now, and I think now I'm headed in the direction that I was trying to go before. Again? Really? Come now. We've been over this. Oh, you too, huh? Oh, did you just warp out of there? Clever. So hostile, this whole place. I'm just looking for a disease research facility. Can anyone direct me to the disease research facility? Anyone? Volunteers? No? Okay, that one seems to be buzzing off. That's good. Okay. Let's do some hasty repairs before anything gets all, bitey or shooty again. Okay. It has to be down here. Like, one option, if it comes down to it, if I don't find anything, is to go back to Cove Base, come back with enough to build a very primitive little outpost station with a scanner room, and we can try to scan the area and see if anything pops up, or at least get a slightly better sense for the terrain. Because I know it is darned impossible for y'all to see. It's not easy for me to see. Can't be easy for y'all. Hello. Oh, no, we're just getting different atmosphere coloring because of the spot we walked, I think. Very spicy down there. And there's that skeleton that I think I saw earlier before there were distractions. There's gotta be some sign of the place. Like, maybe it's not here. Maybe I've gone too far and I really don't, need to be in this spot. That's possible. I don't know if you can follow me down here, but let's, hope that's the case. It's a pretty tight squeeze. Well, I guess you could just go around. Really don't feel like you're gonna leave me alone, though. Yeah, maybe I've gone too far. That could be wishful thinking. But we're gonna have to try to sneak out of here anyway, so I guess we might as well keep an eye out. Really does feel like I should have seen some sign of the place, or if not that, I guess we could see what's deeper. Ouch. Whew. Baby. The thing is, at this point, we're below where our little tip suggested the, our little hint suggested the alien facility was going to be. We're nearly 200 meters too deep. That is something, though. That's something. Oh, that's not good. That's quite bad. Hi, friend. Yeah, what's up?
I am what you seek. Want to help you.
That'd be super great, given my situation. It's not an enviable situation from where I'm sitting. At least where I'm sitting is currently in the prawn again, and that's improvement. But alright, yeah, we got some alien facilities now to work with. There you are. There you are. Okay. Ugh. Please don't work me out of the suit here. That would be real bad. Now, I do wish I had been smart enough to bring the supplies for a basic base down here. Might have to see what I can cobble together. Whoo! Made it, though. I didn't bring anything for getting in here. Didn't really expect to have to go this far. Well. Tell you what, tomorrow, we will have a look around the immediate surroundings to see if, like, security is as bad down here as it was at the facility up at Gunbase. If not, then we'll have to make the run back home and come back here better prepared. But that's okay. We found it. I'll see y'all tomorrow for whatever we end up getting to do. Goodbye!